Hello and welcome back to another 5 minute first impressions. I'm Anthony Mallock with reviewyour.website, reviewing snapdit.com. So let's take a look. So it's so I must admit this is the second time I'm loading this website, and the first time I did notice that the image, which is absolutely massive, loads quite slowly, as you would imagine for such a large image. So the first thing I would say is to reduce the size of this image. The fact that the sun is on the right here would suggest that it's possibly very wide as well, unless you've cut it off, which means there's also a lot of image loading that we don't ever actually get to see. Possibly something to look at. The second thing that comes to mind here is, as soon as it loads, this message here at the front here, Explore, home of Snapdit, create, share and inspire, and then your call to action down here is lost below the fold. I'd move that call to action straight up here. I would move in fact I would get rid of the Explore, which is completely unrelated to what you're doing. Home of, we know that it's a website, we're all used to the internet at this stage. Snapdit.com, I'd move that up. I'd put that right up here. I'd just get rid of these two lines here, and then I'd put this up higher, and then I'd make your buttons a lot bigger. In fact, I'd nearly make the text in your buttons as large as home of, just to draw the attention straight to your call to action, which is our mission and sign up. In fact, the next point actually that I have is your message is kind of lost here. I don't know. I've been looking at this website for a few minutes, and I actually don't know what it does. I'm guessing by the use of snaps that it has something to do with photos. Create, share and inspire, I'm guessing it's some sort of photo sharing app, possibly competing with Snapchat or Instagram or something like that. So you're dealing with a target audience that are very used to photos and photo sharing applications, so you're going to have to drag them in as quickly as humanly possible. So you want your call to actions really big and right up here. In terms of colors and design, I actually really like the way it is right now. Just the layout could do a little bit of work. So you've no clear message. I'd love to know what exactly Snapdit does. It would be great to have, like, instead of create, share and inspire, which actually doesn't really describe what's going on, they're kind of just buzzwords. It would be great to say something like Snapdit, share your photos with only your friends, if that's what I don't know what it does yet. I haven't signed up, but you need to describe exactly what the service does and how it's different from Instagram or Snapchat or any of these other photo sharing applications that we already use. Essentially, why would I sign up, go to the effort of signing up to your website when all these other services already exist? So right now, I don't feel compelled to sign up. So let's move on a little bit here, and we'll see what else goes on. I really like the design of your logo. It's kind of distinct, it's bright, it's colourful, it works well at small sizes if you got rid of the text, I would say, up here. Although it does remind me a little bit of the Picasa logo. I think it's the Google now owns the photo manipulation tool. So let's have a look down here, scroll down a little bit more. So there's a huge amount of space down here. I'm definitely a big fan of white space. If you've seen any of my other videos, I mention it a lot. However, I think this is actually it's not white space, it's filled with an image, but it's not doing anything, it's not adding anything to this website. Make a statement without saying a word. Again, more kind of buzzwords that don't actually say what the service does. You're using up body text here, which could be more efficiently used to drag the user in. Let's have a look here. Follow Snapdit on. Okay, so this looks a little bit out of place over here. I'd possibly look at moving this into the center, or even just put your buttons. You don't need to have follow Snapdit on written here. If you just had the buttons down here somewhere, it would work quite well. The next thing I'm going to say, this logo is actually smaller again than your header, and the text here is just impossible to read, completely useless. What I do is I just make the logo itself larger so it looks a little bit more defined, and I'd get rid of the text completely. Next thing that comes to mind is this theme tesseract here, which just it lets me know as a designer that you've bought the theme, and it lets other people know that it's something that comes along on WordPress sites a lot when you're buying these kind of themes. So I would get rid of that as soon as you can. So we've just gone down through the website, and we've just finished having a look at the footer there, and I decided to come back up to have a look at the header again, just because, sure, while we're here, we'll have a little bit more of a talk about it. There's a number of buttons up here, and it's quite common for themes to have a number of and web designers as well, they feel like they have to fill this header, but in actual fact, nobody that's using this website is interested in any of these links except the one that gets you into it and gets you going. And if you can decrease the amount of friction that, or the amount of options that people have, you're going to decrease the time that people take to sign up, and therefore increase the amount of people that actually sign up to your website, which is going to be important for a website like this. So what we have here is we have home, which is unnecessary. Just make the link, as this already is a link, so home is completely unnecessary. We can get rid of that. About is something that really shouldn't be necessary, although let's have a look and see what kind of information is here. Okay, I like the layout here. There's a little bit too much space going on here, but I'll just pause this. I like the layout. The text is really nice. It's thin. It could be bigger though, but it's quite nice. I like your line length going on here. And I don't okay, the logo's nice and big here, and I don't know what this, I'm not sure why is this calendar here, and the social is unnecessary down there. But anyway, okay, so there's a big block of text. I'm not going to read that at none of the time, and I don't think any people that are just going to come along and have a look at your website. So unless this has got photos of the team that makes me as a user feel more connected to who's building this website, I would actually get rid of the about page. I'd maybe distill this down to possibly a sentence or two. It looks like just more kind of marketing stuff, copy here that doesn't really tell us, like none of this actually tells us even what the service does. So I'd completely get rid of this site actually, or this page. Time lapse, is this video related? I don't think that this video actually isn't related to, it's not your video. I don't know why. Oh, it's the inspiration. Okay, I got you. I don't know if that's even necessary to be there. I kind of see what you're doing, but what you're actually doing is you're giving your users the opportunity to leave your website. When they see this and they like this video, they're going to go over and see Sizewell's other videos. So I'd get rid of that and replace it possibly with content from your website. Presumably, because this is an image sharing website, you're going to have a lot of images from users. So I would use this space to show off how exciting and how interesting this website is going to be, and I'd put those images in here. So that's this website. Let's go back. The title World Snaps really means nothing to somebody that hasn't used the website, so I'd actually get rid of that as well. The sign up and log in buttons, they could be the same one. They could do the same thing. I don't think they need to go into different places, but maybe they need to be, I don't know. I'd possibly go with either one or the other. Watch the video on Snaps. So again, Snaps really means nothing to a person that hasn't used the website. Our mission, where does that bring us? Oh, I see, to the about page. Okay, so you've got, again, a redundant link, right? So what I would do is if somebody wants to find more about you, they're going to go up and click the about button now that it's here. I'd actually just get rid of that completely. And make your sign up button huge. I'd make it as wide as this, just to completely drag people's attention. So that straight away they click, they sign up, they're gone. Let's watch the video and see what's going on. We'll have a look at Snaps afterwards. So I'm just going to pause this, and I'll get back to you after I watch the video. Just continuing the review here. I've just watched the video. I had a couple of points actually going on. I started watching this video, and the first thing that I said was, oh my gosh, why do you have an ad showing up here on a video that you're using to try and sell your website? And then as I went through, the next thing I was thinking was, oh, we've been a minute into this video and we still don't know what the website does. We don't know how this is, is this how people use the website? And then finally, 3 minutes later, I realized that the video was completely unrelated to the website. So I'd get on that. I would replace this video with something, an actual professionally edited and created video that sells your website, as opposed to, again, as we saw on the about page, gives somebody an excuse to leave your website, and it's essentially selling somebody else's product. So I even, until that has been created, I'd remove the button completely. There's no point in trying to sell somebody else's product for them. So let's have a look at Snaps. Snaps is taking us to a page with a very slow loading background, and to be honest, these images here, they look a little bit odd. There's some weird kind of, yeah, see these? I wouldn't be too happy about that. It looks dated. It looks old. The images themselves, they're not the same, if you know what I mean. They're not following the same theme, as in the Irish flag is kind of crumpled, but in a different way to the French flag, and then the UK flag isn't crumpled. It's just like flat colors, and then the US flag has got that filter on it, and so none of them kind of match up together. So I definitely look at reviewing those images, make them all the same. The next thing I'm seeing, so this image in the background is very busy. It's these bright colors and the contrast with the dark colors is drawing my attention away from what's actually going on here. So I would definitely consider either changing this image or fading it back, getting rid of the contrast so it's not dragging my attention away. Let's see what else we have. Snapdit's favorite places to see. Again, it's not describing what we're looking at in each one of these. And also, just as a point, you don't need to hover over to show what's going on in each of these flags. We know, what the flags stand for. Right, so what's the search? All these, is this an ad or is it actually part of your website? Booking.com. I'm guessing that's an ad. I don't understand what's going on here. If this happens to be an ad, I would completely remove it straight away. Again, it's just taking away from your own content. That's definitely an ad down here. I'd get rid of that as soon as possible. It's taken away from your design. Let's click on Ireland and see what happens. This loading icon here, see the white of the edge is to be honest, it's not great at all. It's loaded and we have no, very slow. Okay, so your thing loaded up here without showing us that it was still loading. Sorry, it stopped loading and then it was actually still loading. So I'd look at that. I like how you've got these images laid out on top of each other. I love the little subtle kind of shadow going on here that gives us a little sense of depth, which I really like that a lot. But I would completely remove the hover effect here. I don't like that at all. Although the subtle zoom is actually quite nice, I have to say. So let's click into one of these and see what happens. Cliffs of Moher, I'm guessing. So it's an image. It's not really, it doesn't do anything, and there's no way to know how to get out of it while we're looking at the image. Okay, so this is favorite places to see. Let's go back. So this is an image album here. Let's move on from this. I don't know the use of this map here either. I definitely go and describe this to the user explicitly.